So last night I did a little preface of my reaction to DDG's live, saying he has 7 days left on the earth. And I wanted to do a biblical breakdown of the timestamps whenever I thought he said something that just pricks your spirit or it just don't sit right. So here we go. So in his live, the stream itself on my algorithm in the feed, it said it was 32 minutes and 46 seconds. I mean, yeah. And then in the video, it says it's 32 minutes and 45 seconds. Both numbers I put in the Strong's Concordance, and it said not applicable, which I found very strange. So I broke the numbers down. 3 plus 2 is 5. 4 plus 6 is 10. So we have 5, 10. 5 and 1 is 6. That's how I'm breaking it down. Follow me. Figure it out later on your own. 6 breaks down to Abel. And Abel is someone in the Bible who was slain by his brother due to vanity. So now the word Abel in Hebrew means vanity. So that's what we're dealing with here is vanity. Okay, which is like an offshoot of pride. Pride is why God rejected the devil. Okay, so when we break down 32:45, that was not applicable as well. So 3 and 2 is 5, 4 and 5 is 9. And with that being added together, 5 and 9, you get 14. 1 and 4 is 5. 5 stands for Abba. That's the Father. So for me, the Father is telling him that he is being vain. Okay? So the number 5 breaks down to the Hebrew word abilene. Abilene. It means a grassy knoll. And these numbers have led us to Genesis 4:2, Job 7:16, Psalms 39:6, Matthew 23:35, Luke 11:51, Hebrews 11:14, and 12:24. These are all verses about vanity and about shedding righteous blood. So through his pride and vanity, he is willing to lie on people that he knows he is lying on. I just saw a live where after telling us the girl at the store called him a hard N word with the ER, he had her on his live. He's flirting with her. He apologized and he asked her on a date and he offered to trick off on her. Who does that with someone who called them an N word? And this is after people of his mindless zombies have went to her job, harassed her, which is the same thing he just threatened the other girl with that was happy that he said he was passing away, which he isn't. He threatened her with a crash out. So basically, he knows that these people will go after whoever he wants, which is my point. He knew that they will go after his child's mother, and he knows that that type of stuff has in the past sent her into a depression. So he was willing to do that. Now, Abel was slain by Cain. Yeah, Abel means vanity. And like I said, that's what caused the life to be taken. So at 1644, he's addressing the young lady that said she was happy he would be out of here. And 1644, he was threatening her with a crash out. He said that word for the number 1644 is elafria, and it means fickleness. He's fickle, okay? He knew that saying his ex would get him, as he says. So he knows who most will think of when he says his ex wants him passed away. That is, again, blaming the innocent, which is what the length of his feed led me to in the Bible. Shedding of innocent blood. Okay? So then he starts to talk about how he's going to live 100 years. And he said that at around 23 minutes and 24 seconds. And that in Hebrew is katakleo. 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 It's a verb. And it means to shut up in confinement, to shut up, or to shut down. So he's telling you he's going to live 100 years. And this reference book is saying to shut up or to shut down. In confinement, usually people are sick when they're in confinement. He says he wants y'all all heated. I'm sorry, that's what he said at 23:24. And the biblical word for 23:24 is to shut up or to shut down. Katakleo. Okay? So then at 26 minutes and 16 seconds in, he says, get mad. He wants y'all mad. And that word, when I look up 26:16, that word is katadynastio. Katadynastio, which means to exercise power over, to down, or to oppress. He was just telling you all how broke you are. And the Bible verses that pop up for 26:16 is Acts chapter 10, verse 38. And God anointed Yahusha with the Holy Ghost to go about healing the oppressed. It also references Jasher, chapter 2, verse 6. But ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich man oppress you and draw you before judgment? Wasn't he just calling y'all broke and telling y'all how, he was just oppressing the poor, basically, teasing the poor, making fun of the poor. And so you have to see that these numbers, everything he's saying, when he says it, I pause it and I look that number up, and the Bible is saying just about the opposite of what he's saying. He said okay, so let's continue. Again, he's saying he's gonna live 100 years. He bet. So basically, he's saying the power is just in himself. At no time, he just declared it in a way of his own power, right? And that's like excluding God. That's vain. And he said that at 26 minutes and 21 seconds in. So when I look that up, this is another time he's bringing up how he's going to live past everyone in 100 years. That word is katakalmai, which means lie or to lie down. Also used of the sick lying on a bed. Come on, DDG, this is a spiritual test for you. God is talking to you. I'm sure if he given me this message through him, he's been talking to you himself. And you're probably ignoring him. So then maybe that's the reason I'm doing this message, to let you know that, yes, God is talking to you. While you're declaring how you're going to outlive these people and you're going to live 100 years, each time you said it, the first time the Bible reference number was to shut down, to shut it down. This time you said it at 26 minutes and 21 seconds in, and it means to lie down, or use of the sick lying on a bed. But let's go. So at 26:59 he says, I can't lose. And that word for 2659, biblical reference word is katanesis, which means a stupor, to strike or to prick violently. And it's also used from the verb katanustazo, which means to nod, fall asleep, to fall, signified of the dulling of the spiritual sense. His spirit has been dulled. That means he's getting out of touch with the goodness that God sends us all here with. This is no coincidence. And for that word, the biblical reference as far as scripture is Romans chapter 11, verse 8. And it's talking about when the spirit of slumber falls upon those who cannot see. When they say see, they don't mean physically. They mean see in the spirit. How I saw his spirit acting up here, and I just decided to pause and look up some of the numbers. That was seeing in the spirit. He is not seeing in the spirit. All he's seeing is that he is rich. And when he said that, the reference came up to rich men who like to oppress the poor. He called y'all poor. This is a message not just from him to his fans, but from God to him. And I am not God. I'm just the vessel speaking. Okay? And when he say, I'm up forever, that one really got me. So it was at 2701. And that word is katatrecho, which means to run down, to hasten from the tower. To run down. Don't get ran down on by God. Talking all this, I'm up forever. You only up forever if he say so. When you said I'm up forever at 2701, that word means to run down or to hasten down, meaning hurry you down from a tower. A tower is a high place. Don't get, okay? The biblical verse there is Acts chapter 21, verse 32. You guys can look that part up on your own. And he says, I'm never falling off at 2702. That word is katafero, mean to bring down or to bring against. Hello, you said you never fallen off. And this Bible reference for that very minute, the numbers of that very minute you said that, leads you to the part of the Bible that says to bring down. Okay? So we gotta stop being in our pride and vanity, which is the length of his stream. The biblical reference is for vanity and people who don't mind slaying righteous people or lying on them. And we know for a fact that you lied on the girl about the jacket calling you the N-word because you had her on your very own live. So when you say you're up forever, the direct correlation biblically is to bring down. If you think that's a coincidence, this man saying he up forever, and he said that at 27 minutes and 2 seconds, and the biblical reference is to bring down, it's said of one of an accusation. What has he been doing? He's been accusing the girl of keeping his son from him. He accused the other girl of calling him an N-word, and he did not. This Bible verse is talking about to bring down and to bring down that is said of an accusation. Also, one to bore down with sleep. He is spiritually asleep. So at 2738, he said, at 2738, he's saying he likes all negativity. He love it. Okay? And that Hebrew word for the biblical reference number 2738 is kauma, which means heat, the result of burning, or heat produced, to scorch, or seer. And it comes to Revelation chapter 7, verse 16, Revelation chapter 16, verse 9. And men were scorched with great heat. God finna bring the heat on you, buddy. And that's what it's looking like. Everything you said, it's no way that when he says something, I pause it and look at the time, and then I look it up in my biblical reference book, and it's always saying the exact opposite of what he is saying. God wants this man to change, okay? Because he got the spirit of vanity, pride, and he is shedding and accusing the righteous. That is what the Bible references just told us about him. It didn't take this for me to know that he was lying about the Haley situation. And I'm no fan of Haley's. I couldn't tell you any of her songs, never watched any of her movies. Same thing with him. I was just watching their babies because I like to watch cute black baby videos and then funny baby videos. And him recording his son a lot is how I started to know him. But what I want to say is, DDG, you said you like negativity. That Bible said, bring the heat. You told people get mad and they're broke. And that Bible says is to oppress and down the poor. That's what you was doing. He said he wants y'all heated. The Bible references said to shut up or to shut up in confinement. He said he gonna live 100 years. That Bible reference book said to shut up or to shut down. Shut it down. Soon as he said it again, what is the odds that he said it again at a time frame that would reference me to a word that means to lie down? Also used of the sick lying on a bed, to lie. This is what I mean when I say you get rich, it's a spiritual test or a prideful trap. And that's what he finna learn. Either he gonna pass his spiritual test and stop doing this and false accusations and all of these things, or he is going to fall into a trap that his pride sets for him. As he keeps speaking of his riches in the other video I did, you will see it led us to Revelation. The part of Revelation, I believe, is chapter 17 or 18. Go back to that video and see. But that's the exact part that says, in but 1 hour, the rich man's riches will be brought to naught. Get out your pride. You got a lot of people following you. Let them follow you to Yah and to a good spirit and a good standing. That I'm not saying perfection, because nobody's perfect. It was only one perfect person, and he died for our salvation. I'm telling you that y'all letting Hollywood and this money go to y'all head. What good is it for a man to gain the world and lose his soul in the process? That's the verse. You're talking about rich, and that number you said it on led me right to the part that says God will take your riches in an hour. So I just want to say, Yah bless you, DDG. May you let him into your heart. Maybe we all let God into our heart and remove pride. The pride that Hollywood has told us is cool. Because back in the day, a prideful, arrogant nigga is somebody nobody liked them. Nobody wanted to just be, we thought that was lame. You got to have money and humility, or else you're just asking for it. You just waiting on your downfall when you got money and pride. And this is God's message to DDG. I didn't make it up. Go back and look this stuff up for yourself. These numbers. I want y'all like start using the Strong's Concordance. I'm sorry. I use the Elijah version, but there are many versions out here. I use the Blue Letter Bible version. And I'm not just a Christian because half the stuff in church, the Bible don't even say that. That's why I don't go. I believe in the Bible. I don't believe in church. The one time Jesus went to church in that book, he kicked the tables over because they was up in there like TD Fakes selling stuff. He said, this is supposed to be free. So I'm sure when he kicked the tables over and he was whipping, whoosh, whoosh, he wasn't just like, oh, guys, this is supposed to be free for my pop. No, y'all need to read that book for yourself. It gets live in that boy. I love y'all. You too, nephew, DDG. Get it together. You would bring so many people to God, nigga. Like, that's what he want one of y'all celebrities to do. Don't be the fallen star. Be for God. Because he is for you.